So Frankenstein, as a scientist, crossed the threshold of becoming obsessed with what he was doing and what his work was. And he no longer looked at what the impact of it was going to be and what the risk was going to be. So when he took on creating life, he didn't deal with the ethical and the moral and the scientific issues of accomplishing what he set out to do. It's an interesting contemplation. As a clinician got started in being interested in ethics, I thought, well, I as a physician and my colleagues, we would be most subject to breaches in ethics. But then, as I became more involved with the science part of it, I realized that the people who are really vulnerable are the scientists, especially the young scientists. Because my colleagues and I in clinical medicine always knew, if things got too stressful, I could leave the academic arena and I could take care of sick folks, and I would be perfectly content. When one chooses a scientific academic career, that individual has to prove every step of the way himself or herself. It is an individual thing. Everything that they do, everything that they contemplate has to relate to the science of their own career, and it makes them vulnerable. I use as an example the case of baby Faye. This was a child born with severe congenital heart disease. And at Loma Linda Medical Center in California, she had a transplant of a baboon heart and died. It raises ethical issues such as informed consent and vulnerability of people who are giving consent. Who could be more vulnerable than young parents watching their child die? And yet the science was terrible, and it never went forward. So those are our modern examples. But Mary Shelley dealt with these via what went through the mind of Dr. Frankenstein when he created a creature from dead tissue.